Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to a new Trickstar support. Let's take a look. The new support is decent-ish. Well, some of them are actually okay for the deck. I started off with playing pure Trickstar, but I wasn't too happy about that. Like the previous support, the first wave up until I don't know how many waves of support Trickstar got, but it feels that the first wave was initially with Candina, the light stage, the Trickstar field spell. That was the best support, and here and there are some decent support cards, but it doesn't really change that much for the deck. But then again, the new support is okay-ish. This is one of the new Link 2s, which is probably one of the better links the deck has to offer. I'm not focusing on the Link 4. I don't see a point, in all honesty. I'm focusing on other things. You'll see why. So short set. The new cards, like the new fusion, the Trickstar fusion spell, which recurs from the graveyard, is searchable off of a new level 2. It's basically a Link 1 play. So that alone, the deck having access to a couple of Link 1s, Link upgrading, going for the new Link 2, which is rebornable off of the, Trickstar reincarnation, their trap. So why the hybrid with Fiend Smith? Well, as you know, Fiend Smith has the capability to pump out the free level 6, rank 6, depending. But, with if you want to maximize its combo, and as you saw, I'm not respecting Nibiru, because if you want to respect Nibiru, you're going, you use your Fiend Smith to go for Caesar, and that's it, right? But because this is Trickstar, and I, want to link climb, that's basically my use of the deck, link climb, and focusing on Beatrice, and if I have the opportunity to go for another rank 6, which, again, if you have that, Fiend Smith monster in your hand, you have double level 6 or rank 6 plays. And, that gives you Beatrice and, of course, Caesar for monster negation or summon negations, that is, off of monster, at least off of effects. So again, what's the point? The point here, as you saw, is because you're running the Fiend Smith engine, you have the capability to pump out Beatrice, and together with this new fusion, upon fusion summon searches from the deck, so that's kind of okay. It's also a level 6, so that's where, again, that rank 6 package I think has an advantage. And as you saw, Beatrice, its main purpose is to send Rollback to the graveyard. Just fine as a one-off, because Rollback has a couple of nifty ways to be abused in this deck. And as you see here, because the opponent is not expecting the Rollback in the graveyard, so again, upon resolution, right, you can draw eventually, but Rollback first, and then, Rollback banishing the Trickstar reincarnation, copying its activation effect, which, like discard or banish and then draw. But, obviously, there is only one set, and that set, that was almost basically public knowledge. That was the trap. One of the new traps, I think, that was searchable off of this new Link 2 for Trickstar. And that new trap is also great. Like, when your opponent special summons a monster, you can pop that monster, and your opponent will get, half of the attack damage, half of its attack in burn damage. So it's more burn damage, kind of similar to Ring of Destruction. It also has an important graveyard effect that you can get back a normal spell from your banished pile. So I think it's just fine as a one-off. I don't find the space to main deck a second one. Same for the Trickstar fusion. I think it's just fine as a one-off because, again, it's searchable. Plus, you could potentially recur it as well. So that's basically the point. Like, if you have access to rank 6, just go for that particular combo. I mean, if you open with Droll, that doesn't change the deck. If you open with Droll, you can just Droll combo your opponent, right? Just leave them without a hand. But the advantage now is that, especially with access to having, Beatrice plus summon negation with Caesar, you can catch your opponent off guard, thinking that maybe you don't have any sets, but you have Beatrice and they try to search. You use Beatrice upon activation of the search card, send Rollback, and then, Rollback them with Droll for basically the hand loop combo, right? As something that I think one of the best plays, if not the best play, that Trickstar still has to offer. So as you saw, I'm not main-decking too many Trickstars. I was main-decking multiple, Lycoris, this one, the red one. But in all honesty, like, the only time when it's actually solid is because of Lilybell. You know, Lilybell getting back something from the graveyard, getting back Lycanus, getting back Lilybell to the hand, special summon Lycanus, and so on, right? Like, or maybe if you have double Lycanus, or maybe 3, you can get back Candina and drop 2 or 3. But that's so specific, so I'm not a huge fan of that. I think just fine, again, as a one-off. As you saw, like, most of the Trickstar monsters are not... I think I'm only running the good one at 3, and that's Candina. Because, again, upon normal summon, it searches basically the entire deck. Including the new level 2, which searches Trickstar Fusion when, you know, used for a Trickstar Link summon. But I think this is just fine. Like, going first, it does its job really well. You have superb normal summons with 3 Candina and triple Light Stage, which is again basically full combo for Trickstar. Again, Link 2 plus Pop Trap, plus maybe depending on if you have extenders, like for example Fiend Smith, you can capitalize on that. So as I mentioned before, like normally, in normal circumstances, you probably should respect Nibiru, as I mentioned a couple of videos ago. So in, like, you know, probably super top tier decks, you're probably using Fiend Smith to pump out Caesar on summon number 5 to negate Nibiru. But the problem here is that Trickstar has some, for example, what was it, Carabane, yeah, that's what is level 5, I think. Has that restriction that you can only control either no monsters or only Trickstar. So that kind of conflicts with Fiend Smith. So, and that's only one example. Sure, Lilybell is an option. Like, let's say if you go for Caesar, you know, rank 6 to potentially negate Nibiru, and then let's say use your normal summon for Candina or Light Stage, right, into Candina for Trickstar combo, you're not maximizing on the, you know, on the combos as we've seen like in the first replays, going for double rank 6, but then yeah, you're not respecting Nibiru, so that's the big downside, right? Alright, yeah, like another addition to the deck, I think that it's fine because it's not really a hindrance, is Parallax Seed Dragon, because again the deck has access to, you know, multiple rank 1s, and dropping Parallax Seed, especially when you get hand trapped, for example, especially against like, what is it, Snake Eyes or basically any deck, Baguska can get you another turn, right? Another stall, plus Baguska can turn itself next turn into Zeus, etc. So I think that's fine. I think that's really fine, because again, the deck has access to Link 1 plays. Is this enough? No, this is not enough. But again, double monster summon negation, right? Zeus is not live, only 1 material, but Little Knight, and plus, what is it? Rollback is in the grave. Rollback, man, geez, that card. The card is super flexible. It can copy Imperm for another negation. It can copy Reincarnation to, you know, replenish your opponent's hand or let them play into Duel. Or you can copy the new trap. What is it? Blue. It's searchable off of the Link 2 Trickstar, the new one, the Ring of Destruction one, right? So it's basically an extra pop. So that's really nifty. Something that, but I haven't showcased that in these replays is you could, but I'm not a huge fan of that. Like, what is the other blue card? It's the spell that, what is it, negates monster effects, or at least 1 monster on field, and you can banish it from your graveyard when someone gets damage, and then you can set a trap from your deck. It's okay, but, you know, stuff like Thrust does a better job. Thrust basically does the same thing, and it doesn't clog your deck, as in, you know, making more bricks. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Again, Thrust basically does the same. Sure, you can maybe search, what is it, you know, a powerful trap, dimensional barrier, I was about to say eradicator, but you know what I mean, right? But I'm not so sure about that. It's basically an extra brick in the main deck, and you know, stuff like Thrust, again, does the better job of doing that. And I like the rollback stuff, like only 1 rollback to copy one of the power traps, looking at another effect negation, another pop, or maybe, you know, the hand replenish effect is again superb. Here, in all honesty, what was it? The Zeus was probably better. Just Beatrice, mill, and go for Zeus. Here, I sent the level 2, this one, the one that, what is it, sent, when it's sent for Link Summon for a Trickstar, you can search Trickstar Fusion. Because I did this because any Trickstar draw would have been game, but sadly not the case. I mean, okay, in all honesty, I'm not running too many Trickstars, but all of the important ones are there. So I'm happy with the build. I definitely don't like the burn variant with, what is it, Dark Room of Nightmare. and stuff like that, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Only 2 Trickstar reincarnation, because again, going second feels kinda awkward having that many traps in your deck. So 2 is fine. You can send 1 from Beatrice and maybe still have 1 searchable. You know the deal. So that's basically it. So again, all suggestions are welcome, guys. That's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Big signing out. Peace.